Welcome to the revolution.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
If you look up here on the top here, I got a couple more box systems and toys and stuff like that. This one actually is the Turtle Van complete in box, but this is the re-release of the collection released last year. That was before I got my original Turtle Van, but I still wanted to have one that looked like it, so I have this one completely sealed and never been opened. Some more vintage He-Man figures and stuff like that. Pretty cool little small item that not too many people see here, but an N64 camera, official camera from them they actually released. So it's pretty cool. Doesn't hook up to anything. Takes old film to take pictures, but pretty cool. Box Sega CD system original. Box a little beat up, but it was one of my first pickups when I first started collecting, so cherish it. Over here, a little handheld blip system from the 70s, I believe. Pretty cool little game. Wind up, doesn't take no batteries, nothing. I have a complete Xbox, original Xbox, I should say, be specific. Complete in the box. PlayStation 1, complete in box. That's one of the collector edition boxes from Max Payne 3. Some more of the Turtle figures, if you see right here. I mean, Turtle figures, look at me. He-Man figures. Don't kill me. And then also Sonic. It's a figure that they released in, I think, Toys R Us only, if I remember correctly. From that looks like the 1991 Sonic, which is pretty cool. If you see above there, I have a PSP Go. Depending on who you ask, some people believe it's, it was a really cool, handheld. Others think it was a total failure. To me, I think it had potential. I think what killed it was the fact that you couldn't play your original PSP games in it because it had no disc drive in it. But it would have been really cool if they had somehow incorporated that into it, but they didn't, unfortunately. Next to here, of course, a little fan to circulate the air through here. Another good thing to have in anybody's collection, a Nintendo Virtual Boy. I was pretty stoked to get this. I got this in Hawaii at a flea market, and I got it for under 20 bucks. And it works, and everything's great with it. Of course, it gives you headaches like everybody else always reported, but it doesn't bother me too much, but people say it gives them headaches. Then I have my Wii just sitting here. Doesn't get used too much, especially now that I got a Wii U, so it just stays there. I need to actually put it in a box around, but if you look below here, I have some of my PlayStation 3 games. I have roughly about 150, maybe a little bit more games throughout this whole room and some in other rooms, but over here I also got some of my vintage G.I. Joes from the 80s, like Cobra Commander, Serpentor, Beachhead, Zartan, Destro, and then of course some WWE figures. Of course you have to have the Wolf Pack, just chilling on the shelf there. And above them, Drake from Uncharted. That's actually a collector edition box that came with it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in there, but pretty cool. Of course, I got suckered into the whole PlayStation move. Got that too. I liked it. It wasn't bad, but it just didn't get a lot of support, so I think that's what ended up killing it. Below that, you'll see a Sega Nomad. Wonderful system. Mine actually works, which is great. No battery pack, but I have the power plug to be able to play it, which is good because that thing was a battery hog anyway, so that works out in the end. Then over here to the right, have some more PlayStation 3 games, W figures, G.I. Joe equipment, a couple PSPs. Right here, a Neo Geo Pocket color, which is pretty cool. You don't really see these too much, especially not out here in the wild, especially in the area I'm in, but I found out when I was in Hawaii, you see a lot more import stuff, so that was pretty cool to find that. But that's a little mask that changes your voice from Star Wars, a little toy my son got me, pretty cool. Below here we got some more vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vehicles. This is Bebop Rocksteady's cruiser. Excuse me. Over here, we got some more vehicles from them. This is one that I hadn't seen before, and it's like a underwater like submarine, which is pretty cool from the turtle. Next to that, I have my PSP Vita that doesn't get enough love. I love it, but it doesn't get enough love. I need to use it more. Now with a lot of more games I'm getting now for it, I'm actually playing a little bit more. Then I got some Dreamcast games, small collection of Dreamcast games. I got a couple of PlayStation 1 import games right there. If you go below, I have more of my combination of PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 games, Japanese import for PlayStation 1. It just runs through different games. Some more PlayStation 2. A couple of my PSP Vita games just kind of hiding there in the shadow. The silver model of the PSP. Hopefully to get the blue and the red versions as well. So I have all the different colors. Here's something that some people are pretty surprised to see and didn't know it even existed, but some of you might know what it is, and that's a power-based converter for the Sega Genesis, the original Sega Genesis. And what this did was it allowed you to play Sega Master System games on your Sega Genesis, and also the Hue cards as well. It just snapped right on top, and it worked very well. I love it. This one actually is complete and sealed, so I don't use it. I'm looking for a Sega Master System so I can play more of my games with that. And then, just nothing fancy, but just below here, some of my PlayStation 2 games. Some highlights: Dragon Guard, awesome game. Metal Slug 4 and 5. Again, a hidden gem. A hidden gem for me, from Str8 GeeK'D OuT right here. Let me see if I can fight this thing out here. Move these controllers over here. Right here, Downhill Domination. It may seem like a stupid game. It's basically a downhill, riding the bikes type of game. And I'll tell you what. This one is so much fun. It's like you're riding bikes downhill, trying to get to the bottom hill as fast as possible. There's no set track, and you just ride down. But the twist is that you can use weapons and like ropes and bottles and this, that, and the other, and throw it at other people to knock them off their bikes. So it kind of throws that road rash element into it. Pretty cool. Some other games, of course, you have to have the Grand Theft Autos, Dark Cloud, Castlevania, things like that. I got a couple of Japanese import on the PlayStation 2 as well. Here is Final Fantasy Japanese import. I actually like this cover a lot better. Like I said, I got all these import games I got while I was actually stationed in Hawaii. Well, I was in the military. It was more common to get them there. So to continue, this is pretty much my gaming setup. This is where I play a lot of my retro games and some last-gen games. Most of my new stuff, PS4, Wii U, is in my living room. That's where I play my stuff. But real quick overview. This is my Philips 42-inch plasma. Nothing special. Got it when plasmas were brand new type of thing. So, but it's faithful and keeps on working. So keep on using it. 1080p, 120 hertz. So it works. That's what it's got to do. Below that, of course, I got a little input changer to have multiple consoles on there on one input, which is nice. Got the Retron 3. Pretty good, not perfect as far as showing the games and emulating them like the way they used to be originally on the original console, but to save space, it works really well. Like I said, this one plays Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis, which is pretty cool. So that's awesome. Then of course my kids that love Skylanders, so of course I got the Skylander port here. Some Xbox, PS3 controllers. Collector edition for Killzone 3. Awesome little thing. I got my little gaming headset sitting over it. Got my surround sound. I got MTX speakers. I actually have I have a total of 5 of them. Matter of fact, I have my center speakers, 2 front speakers, and I have 2 rear speakers. The 2 rear speakers house 4 subwoofers, so it's pretty cool. And then I have a subwoofer behind the TV. But of course, this is the hub of where all the sound comes from. It's just a simple Sony receiver. My 360, my N64. I was recently playing Rayman 2. My Sega Saturn. My original Xbox, the one I actually play a lot more on. The Halo edition. I love this thing. Awesome. Play a lot of Metal Gear on there. I'm at Metal Gear. Metal Slug. Look at me. And then also my Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo is there for decoration. It's not really. I don't use it too much. I most of the time just end up putting it on the Retron, so it works up. Then up here we have some more of my stuff. Some more of the Thundercats figures. Of course, the battle tank and their house, and then Mumra's vehicle. Killzone 3 little figure, sniper, awesome little figure, came with the collector edition. And this is the figure I was telling you about earlier that came with the collector edition for Lara Croft Tomb Raider for the PS3 and PS4. So that was pretty cool to grab that one. Crazy articulation. It's got a lot of articulations for a collector edition figure. Then below here, F-Zero, Super Nintendo, just up there. Some more of my turtle figures. It just didn't fit over there on the other side. Bebop, Krang, Mutagen Man. These are the movie star turtles. Awesome. Missing Splinter's robe, unfortunately. He's sitting there naked, but unfortunately, but oh well. A couple boxing television games. Box N64 games, South Park. Awesome. Here I got a game that's awesome, yet my tortured. It's actually a sealed copy of Xenoblade Chronicles. I got this. I pre-ordered it, grabbed it, played a whole bunch of different games, lost track of it, didn't even realize it, and then by the time I wanted to prop it open, I realized that it was worth a lot of money and it had been going up in value. So I just keep it sealed, and I'll probably end up picking up a loose copy, or open copy I should say, to be able to play the game. Next to that, some more Sega Genesis games, Rocket Knight Adventure, Shadowrun, NBA Jam, stuff like that. Some of my boxed N64 games. I'm trying to get the box protectors. Haven't got them yet. I got some of the box protectors here on the Nintendo ones. If you see, it kind of got a little glare to protect those boxes. Let me move this South Park here. Some more of these games: Dick Tracy, Terminator. A couple of black box games for the original Nintendo. Legend of Zelda, complete in box. Picked that up at a flea market last year, I believe, or earlier this year, with Illusion of Gaia and Chrono Trigger, and I picked them up for dirt cheap. A lot of my friends were pretty stoked, but jealous at the same time. Some more of my turtle figures, as you see here. Casey Jones, Dirtbag, Leatherhead, and a couple other figures. If we come up here, up top, we can see the IntelliVoice. This is just a simple attachment to the Intellivision, and it's a pretty cool little attachment for it. I've never used it, but as far as what I've read on it, it was pretty cool for this day. But Star Raiders, this is just a box of the statues back there of the God of War Ascension. This is pretty cool. The cover sleeve is kind of beat up, but Mega Man for the Nintendo GameCube, but it's the Japanese one, so that was pretty cool to find that in Hawaii. So just picked that up. Then over here, I have a dusty old fan. Need to clean that out. Then, like I said, big turtle fan, so got the turtle just glasses and shot glasses. I have my Dreamcast complete in box sitting there. Then I also have just here below it, I have some of my other collector editions. One being Skyrim, the big dragon from that. Picked it up for cheap. Most of my collector editions I try to get on clearance or near that to drop price just a little bit. If I do pick up full price, I pick it up, but I try not to if I can help it. Here are some vintage muscle figures, little rubber figures from I think the 80s/90s. I had some of these as a kid, so I picked these up at a local flea market for $1 for the whole bunch of them, so that was pretty cool. Here's a collector edition for Max Payne 3. Pretty cool. Here I got some of these little containers with the Nintendo Mario Brother cube. These are actually for candy. They came originally for candy, but what I use it for is storage for my loose original Game Boy games or GBA games that I haven't made custom cases for. So for storage, it's pretty cool way to store them. Extra controller for PS3. Some more little candy novelties that look like Mario, which is pretty cool. This is my Assassin's Creed Brotherhood collector edition. I was looking for that little figure, Jack in the Box, whatever. It's pretty cool with the little key and stuff. Sometimes you find them, but you find them always with the key missing. Over here I got my Ninja Gaiden collector edition statue, which is really cool to get. I love the detail of the blood on the blades and stuff. Down here, like I said, collect always WWE figures. This is a first love of WWE, or when they were WWF, the Hasbro figures. So, been collecting these for a good minute, and been loving that while that's been going on. But I picked up a lot of these throughout the years, through flea market, yard sales, things like that. If you look in the back center corner over here, off to your left, you'll see a cop, Big Boss, and another cop. Those ones are actually from the Cops, the animated series. Another cartoon I used to watch as a kid. I saw these figures and I immediately knew what they were. So I wish I could get some more. I got of course, back there, you've probably seen a headless Undertaker. Yeah, that one didn't survive as a kid. I wish it would have, but it hadn't. So I got to replace that one. Up front here, we got a couple of more WWF figures, but these are the thumb wrestlers. You see, I've got the hole in the back. So you stick your little thumb in here. You can thumb wrestle. You put up his butt. You see. So thumb wrestle, cool little stuff, novelty stuff. So then I got a couple N64s. I have my watermelon, and I have my jungle green over here, and I have another Sega Saturn, which is pretty cool to have. Then below that, I have my Nintendo collection. It's alright, decent size. Not the biggest I've ever seen, obviously. A lot more that I don't have, but I'm still working on getting these. I just don't come across Nintendo games that often, but when I do pick up the ones I don't have. But I do have one of the main hitters. Of course, I got Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. Double Dragon 1 and 2 and 3. Of course, I have the Castlevania. All three Castlevanias. The two... all three Turtles games for the NES. I have Mega Man and Mega Man 3 for the NES. I don't have the other Mega Mans, unfortunately. Ninja Gaiden. I have Legend of Zelda, but I do not have Link. Adventures of Link, unfortunately. But it's pretty cool. Kid Icarus, another one I got. But it's cool, like I said, to slowly but surely build up the NES collection here. Then below it, I don't know if you can see it, but down below it here, I got some more consoles. I got my Philips CDI, my ColecoVision right above that, the Sega CD Model 1 that went underneath the Sega Genesis. This is a collector edition, just box for the Halo Reach, a couple loose Atari games, 007 and Star Wars. Found this gold N64 controller. It's in rough shape, but it was gold. Didn't have one, so I grabbed it for now. NES top loader needs to be cleaned up. Got that. Of course, the Sega Genesis Model 2 with the Model 2 Sega CD attachment right there, which is pretty cool to have this. A little dusty, like I said, I gotta clean it. I got carpet here, so kind of sucks. Here's just like a little just a little third-party, I don't know, clone type of machine that you can put NES games and play them on the go. It plays them all right. And then, of course, I got 32X jammed on top of there. I don't play too many 32X games, but whenever I decide to, I have my 32X to be able to play them. I have all the attachments and cables and stuff. Of course, above there, I have more Atari games, Coleco games, things like that. A VHS of Diddy Kong Racing, and then of course the power pad here in the back here. So that's pretty much it there. So right here from the right of my Dreamcast, to continue here, I got my Nintendo Entertainment Center, the control deck box version, complete in box, pretty cool. Picked that up while I was out there in Station Hawaii, of course. A couple of Kane figures from WWE earlier lines. Up there above it, I have a couple of my Sega Game Gears with different attachments. That one actually has an attachment of a battery pack, I believe. The one over to the right has the super wide screen enhancer as well as TV tuner above it, which is pretty crazy to think that people could actually watch TV on their Game Gear back in the day. But then, of course, I got some more systems box, like another PlayStation 1 boxed, Sega Genesis Model 2 complete in box, and then another, this is the core version of the Sega Genesis, kind of hiding back there, complete in box here. I also like collecting Transformers, so here's my Transformers collection. Awesome little collection. Not, not crazy big, but I like them. I only collect the Voyager, the bigger, more elaborate figures. Of course, some highlights. You got, of course, Grimlock there, Optimus Prime, of course, Megatron, Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream kind of hiding there in the back. One of my a couple of my favorite ones are right back here. You got Bruticus, which was 5 figures that combined into one, and it was hard to find all 5 of those figures, but I did get them. And then, of course, I got some of the G1s, the only G1s I have, which is the Constructicons. I wish I had all of them to complete them, to put them together and make Devastator, but I don't have all the figures yet, so. But hopefully in the future I will. And if you check out here, the biggest one of the Dead Center, of course, is Metroplex, which was a Toys R Us exclusive, I believe, but really cool. Measures 2 feet tall from top to bottom, and of course has the guns that go a little bit higher. I just kind of put the guns to the side so he actually fits inside this little area. He's huge. Of course, he's in robot mode. He transforms also into like a battleship, tank type of vehicle mode, and then of course space station. But of course, I have Orion Pax figure before he became a Prime, so that's pretty cool. Below that, I got some of my PlayStation 1 long box games right here. Some of the ones I got recently. Of course, got Kingsfield, both versions. One of the one with the card, I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. It has a phone card with it. Is actually the one that's worth a little bit more than the other one, but it's pretty cool to have some long box games. I really like the long box games. I hate that the cases are so fragile, but what can you do? Of course, some loose Super Nintendo games. I just don't have cases for just yet. Of course, that infamous black GameCube I had said earlier that I don't have a box for, but hopefully one day I'll find the box for it so I can put it complete in box. Below here, some of my Sega CD games. Some of them still have the original sticker from Play and Trade. I haven't gotten the time to take all the stickers off, but I got a lot of these during their clearance. Same Sega Saturn games. Love Sega Saturn. Even though it hasn't aged gracefully, I still have a blast with it. This one right here, matter of fact, I have a blast with Sonic 3D Blast. Not a lot of people like this game. Let me put that here. But I like it. It was fun for me to play it. I got this from a friend of mine, Orlando. Thanks to him, I was able to get this. So it was pretty cool to get that. Below here, we have some of these games from the N64 that are complete. Not complete, should I say, but they're in actual clamshell custom boxes. Made these here. I got a couple of cardboard boxes that were a little misshapen and stuff like that I gotten recently. I just got them down here, getting kind of squished straight and flatten them out so I can reform them and stuff like that and make sure they go looking a lot better. Got this also from my friend Orlando, thanks to him. The Halo controller for my Halo original Xbox. That's cool to have. So I can't wait to get the box for that, to have it all complete in box. A couple more custom cases. This one's for some of my Atari 2600 games, Coleco games over here, and then Super Famicom and then Famicom games over here. And then down here, nothing really crazy or fancy, but some more Atari games that I made custom cases for. The Atari 2600 I grew up with as a kid, so it's pretty nice to play some of the old games I used to play, even though it's not the... These games aren't the best, and they definitely didn't age gracefully. but made little custom cases so they can sit and look nice. And then off to the left of that, some Xbox games, original Xbox games that I have and play. Of course, Metal Slug 3, love that game. Then of course my 360 collection, not big, not crazy, but it's what it is. What it is. A couple games there. Got Zumba. If you look up Zumba and Dance Central right there. Not mine, not mine. Those are borrowed. But my wife and her friends like to play it, so whatever. And then below that, some collector edition. I got the Kirby collector edition, Super Mario Brother All-Star limited edition, complete in box, both sealed. Then some of my Wii games. Overlord was a fun one. And then of course Paper Mario, another one. Some GameCube games of mine, love them. Of course Super Mario Sunshine. Had to have a good loose copy so I could play that one. Fun game for me. Of course, Wind Waker, another one, and then you have to have Super Smash Brothers Melee. So fun games. And then yeah, that's pretty much it there.